Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Insight. Today we are going to discuss about the skull bone. Study of bone is called as the osteology. So here first we see about what type of bones is present, how it's classified, and then we will move and we will discuss the skull bone in detail. Human bones is classified into the two parts, okay? You know that total human bones is 206 in adult, but in the case of children, it's a more 270 bones, okay? So all those 206 bones are classified into the two parts. One is in the central line of body and one is the, you can say, apex side. So the central lines of bones are called as the axial bone, okay? And this apex side of the bone is called as the appendicular bone. So the axial bone consists of the skull bone, okay, this vertebral column and this rib cage. So rib cage, vertebral column and these skull bones, they are called as the axial bone, okay, and it consists of the 80 bones, whereas the appendicular bones consist of the upper limbs, lower limbs, pelvic girdle and these shoulder bones, okay, and this is 126 in number. So now here we are going to discuss about the skull bone in detail. Skull bone is also called as the cranium bone. Okay, it is also called as the cranium bone, and this skull bone is divided into the two you can say type. The one type which protect the head, it is called as the you can say neurocranium bone. The bones which protect the head is called as the neurocranium bone, and the bone which form the faces, this is called as the viscerocranial bones. Now, the head portion, these head forming bones, they consist of the 8 different bones. The one bone, the first bone which you are seeing, this bone called as this bone which is called as the frontal bone. Okay, and this frontal bone, as you are seeing, this is a large, it protect the major portion of the human brain. Apart from that, you are seeing these two portion of the bone, which is you see the superficially of the skull, and this is called as the parietal bone. One parietal bone is connected with another parietal bone by one suture, by one joint, and this fibrous suture basically, and this is called as the sagittal suture. Okay, now the frontal bone and parietal bone, they both are joined, and this suture is called as the coronal suture. Got it? Now coming to the another bone, this bone which is present near to the ear, this is called as the temporal bone. Okay, and the temporal bone is joined with the parietal bone by one suture, and this suture is called the squamous suture. And one of the clinical point related about this suture is that this is a very fragile. So if you hit someone on this face, a person can be going into the coma state. Okay, so this is a very fragile part. High skull. Then posterior part of the skull is this bone is called as the occipital bone. Okay, and this occipital bone is joined with the another two parietal bone by one suture, and this suture is called as the lamboid suture. Now this is about the this is about the neurocranium. Now let's move ahead and discuss about the face bone. Now this facial bone is also called as the viscerocranial bone. Okay, the viscerocranial bone consists of the 14 bones. Okay, 14 individual bone. This lower portion of your jaw, okay, it is called as the mandible bone. Okay, now upper jaw, this bone, upper forming jaw, it is called as the maxilla. Okay, and this two bone which forming your cheek, and also called as the cheekbone, and also called as the zygomatic bone. Now this is your pendicular plate, okay, and these are two conchae, nasal conchae. Got it? Now this is a nasal bone, okay, and apart from that, this bone, as you are seeing, this is consist of the sphenoid bones. Okay, and this sphenoid bone, one sphenoid bone, another sphenoid, and in between that there is a presence of the vomer. There is a presence of the bone, and this is also called as the eye orbit or eye socket where eye are present, or eyes are, you can say, protected. Fine. Now Talking about their development, then the skull bone is developing from the mesoderm and the ectoderm. Got it? And if we're talking about their mode of growth, how ossification occur, then the skull bone ossification is the intramembranous ossification. Talking about the one clinical correlation of these joints present in the skull, then one of the joint, as you are seeing, see, this joint is meant for mastication of the food or chewing of the food, okay, and this is called as the temporomandibular joint, temporomandibular joint or temporomandibular junction, and this is used in the mastication. And you know what happened, sometimes there is a problem in the, you can say, a proper mastication, and this is the most common in the adult, okay, this is most common in the adult. Got it? So thank you for having us. Bye. Have a nice day.